A Way Out is an adventure game where two guys escape from prison together and hunt down a common enemy. Since this is made by Haze Light, this is meant to be a two-player game where you and your friend experience the story together, having fun and growing closer to your character. It's a brilliant system. Usually I would play with friends, except I have none. Then I'd play with my brother, except he said no. And so did my dad. Later, Nick! So who's literally the only person left? My mum. She has literally never played a game except for The Sims and thinks that using two thumbs at once to control a camera is too hard. So most of her gameplay looks like this. A Way Out is a story-driven game, so I thought this would be perfect to play for her first one. The first choice, however, is who to play. I picked Vincent, a man sent to prison for fraud, embezzlement and murder for 14 years. My mum picked Leo, a man sent to prison for... assault, grand theft and armed robbery trying to steal a diamond. And he's sent to prison for 8 years. So now that that's done, our platinum journey starts on the bus.
Seatbelts, everyone!
Cruising on down Main Street.
Vincent is just arriving in prison whilst Leo is going about his normal day. Since my mum needs to hit a checkpoint to let me continue my gameplay, I get constantly sprayed in the aisle for about 3 minutes because she didn't know how the camera worked. This guy gets beaten up for asking a question and I walk through the prison naked until I get to my cell and change. The next day I show off my muscles, and this guy was paid by Harvey to kill Leo, so once I unconsensually help him in a fight, after a few quick time events my mum learned how to punch and counter pretty quickly, so she used those skills against a couple of law goals and the Baldy when he tried to shank Leo.
Ball Brotherhood, y'all! Yeah, Ball Brotherhood, what's up?
Because I had absolutely no obligation to help him, I help him and fling some balls at everyone with my amazing aim. Luckily the guards come and save us from Baldy, killing us as a nice gesture towards us. Since we get pretty injured by the fight, we go to the infirmary where Leo spots a chisel to steal. I have to distract the nurse and guard as my mum takes the chisel from a repairman. This entire game is full of fun minigames where someone has to do something while the other one helps. Sometimes they work together, do their own thing, or look up at the sky while trying to spear some fish. After asking for a glass of water, spilling coffee over the guard, breaking the glass of water, and stressfully navigating my mum back to the bed, we make it out of the infirmary with a file. Since I mentioned Harvey, Leo goes crazy and pushes me back into the bleachers, which teleports me to the fence. We both want Harvey dead and team up together to escape and kill him. Leo has a plan but doesn't actually know what that plan is. All he knows is that we have to find Leo gets Frank to help us get the file back, so we go to the roof. Once we distract the guard, Leo gets the chisel and hands it to Frank, who gives it back to Leo in a book. We now have to take turns as lookout so that the other can chisel away at their toilet and crawl through the hole at the back. This raises some questions like, where is the toilet hooked up to? I don't really want to know. But once we crawl to the back of ourselves, we figure out we have to steal some sheets to climb down the shaft. For the laundromat, we have to take a cart, have Leo climb inside and cover him with sheets. Once the guard takes him to the back, I provoke this guy by telling him a yo mum joke.
Your mama teeth so yellow when she smile, cars slow down.
And your mom is so black.
This lets us sneak into the back and put some sheets by the shaft so we can climb down. The shaft leads to the sewers where we have to use a flashlight to direct the other person. Since my mum was still learning the camera, I couldn't see anything until she shined a light at me. Then we climb up a shaft by pushing against each other and timing our steps.
At last. Afraid of heights? Something like that. Are you fucking serious? A wrench would be nice.
So now we need to get a wrench from the workshop. By distracting the prisoner and taking his wrench, we sneak the tool back to ourselves with a tight security. The next night we head through some more vents, break through a door by timing our smashes and end up on the tar roof. We take out the guards and head into the warden's office where I release this bird, getting an achievement. My mum somehow managed to get past the watchtower without looking at where she was going and got scared because she made Leo start climbing down the ladder. By using these wooden co-racks, by the way, we slide down the watchtower's support cable, but Leo breaks a rope because of how heavy his nose is. Luckily he doesn't get turned into Nathan's brother and we escape into the woods. This section was bad. My mom was still figuring out the camera and the fact I wasn't always in a bush. Paired with guards and having to take them out made this section quite long, since I would get spotted because I was looking at what my mum was doing, or she would because she didn't know how to turn. But by now she got the hang of taking them out and pressing X. We head to a bridge and get hit with our first choice. Pose as a cop and drive through, or climb underneath the bridge and to the other side. Since it was fairly obvious what option was more exciting, we drove. But since Leo has the most recognizable face of all time and Vincent didn't actually want to hide, we had to drive away. And again, my mum was figuring things out, so we crashed quite a few times. jumps. Once she passed the 10-second section, she drives like the average Asian driver and completely crashes the car. Then we start a chase with some dogs. If we pick going under the bridge, then Leo gets bullied by the world and Vincent gets spotted. Leo then knocks him out, tries to shoot the cop by completely missing, and we get chased by some dogs turning out the same way as Leo's way. We slide down this hill, jumping onto the cliff. Once I actually do catch him, we see Harvey for the first time doing business with some Arabs.
Double kill.
Unlike the Arabs though, we had a nice time catching some fish and sitting by the fire. Vincent was a bank teller before Harvey came in to launder money. Vincent got a share but wanted to quit, so Harvey killed his brother and pinned it all on him. We continue through the woods until we reach his farm with an old couple. We get a would you rather that basically says would you rather get $1 million or die a horrible death. We split up and take the wife hostage, distracting the husband until we can snatch his gun from him and lock them both in the closet. Leo takes a shotgun and we now have 2 objectives: change our clothes and fix up the truck in the barn. Personally, I would tell you not to rush this. Some of the game's best moments are when you're just dicking around and interacting with things. If we pick Vincent's way and release the horses, we get into the barn and scare them off, causing the husband and wife to run extremely fast for someone with a 90% chance for their bones to crumble if they stand up too fast. We fix the truck up because we luckily have everything needed to fix it, but the farmer and his wife call the cops. We jumpstart the car and jump in as the farmer shows his amazing shooting skills. I originally thought this part would be awful since I'm driving and my mum is shooting. She has never played a shooter game before, so she had no idea what to do, and since the button showed up for like a second, I had to teach her while driving. I think if you're good enough at driving, no one has to shoot the cars, but I quickly told my mum how to shoot and aim. The cop cars come right to the back of the truck and try to knock you off the road, so by not moving the camera and repeatedly shooting, my mum managed to kill almost every single car. She actually managed to learn how to shoot in under 5 minutes. She is getting better and ow. Yeah, she was spamming the shoot button, but that's fine since we got past the section first try. We get deja vu with the car and run towards the canoe, escaping from all the bullets by rowing at light speed. We somehow managed to not damage the canoe through the entire thing and escape the waterfall by the power of luck. Leo tells us his story of how Harvey crossed him with a betrayal, a bullet and a diamond. Our plan now is to find a friend of Harvey's named Ray, but instead of being safe and stealthy, we visit our family, who of course the police talk to. Leo's wife gets them to leave, freeing us to talk to our son, who doesn't really like the fact that his dad is a criminal who just escaped from prison. By handing Leo's wife a wrench, she manages to fix her bike, giving us the backseat mechanic achievement. Leo has a very good conversation with his son, and because of that sign, it's okay that he robbed people and probably killed him. Now he wants to play ball, and whilst Leo talks to his wife, I'm in there dunking on the kid, snatching the ball from him and hitting 3-pointers left and right. And Leo gets a gun because we are heading to a construction site where Ray works at. To get in, we bluff and tell the workers that we're inspectors, but if we go Leo's way, the guy helps us in because he doesn't really like the guy either. After taking a nice and stinky shit, we chase after Ray with my mum torturing Leo with all of his deaths. After a chase, big crane where I slowly walk towards an endangered Leo, another chase where we're all mini, we finally managed to capture Ray. You can use every tool here like a blowtorch, gun, his family, and the great feature of gravity to find out Harvey's somewhere in Mexico. It's a pretty big country, but apparently his house must be the whole area because we just leave Rob to get hungry in about 20 minutes. Or the adrenaline from the interrogation and the fact that we have a gun now means we have to spend it somewhere. And where can you spend something? The gas station, except we'll be taking rather than spending. Whilst Leo robs the cashier, I go around sabotaging and politely telling people to get down. My mum lets me get knocked out by the manager because her camera couldn't seem to see me. But once she decks him, we open up a safe and take all the money, escaping from the world's shittiest cop. If we pick Vincent's way, we get to look around for a while before trying to quietly rob the store. Since there's basically nothing in the register, we go to the safe and knock out the manager like normal. Because we managed to escape with all the money, we go to buy some guns from one of Leo's connections, getting a choice of 4 different guns: a rifle, burst, SMG, and a shotgun. This is a practice area where you can shoot, take cover, and roll, which is really weird because why the hell do they move so fast? At the start, the woman doesn't trust us and Leo intervenes, but if you handle it, Vincent just disassembles her gun like it's Lego. Because 1 stack of money wasn't enough, the woman snitches on us for 2 stacks to Harvey, where he sends someone to our location, the theatre, which is showing a fitting play for our situation. With my powers of God, this man gives us some change and I call someone about a plane to Mexico. On the other hand, my wife is pregnant, but that's not important right now because the world's shittiest hitman has come to try and hit us. He is so shit in fact that his bullets can't even kill someone, as he hit my mum 7 times here, doing nothing to her. After a sneak attack, we tag team him and choke him out. Then we head to the hospital and we go to see my wife. I definitely don't lose at Connect 4 and managed to catch COVID back in 1972. If you choose to knock him out, then you, well, knock him out. There was also a wheelchair balancing minigame and we finally see our wife, but not for long because the cops are here and we need to escape. I really like this part because there's running, chasing, getting caught 5 times, sneaking, fighting, venting, hostage taking, arresting and driving. I have to say something about this scene because this is the most retarded and out of place scene in the entire game. Obviously, you're supposed to get into the car, but you can still survive with like 20 bullets from multiple policemen. And our shitty wagon is bulletproof, so don't worry about getting shot in the head. We meet Emily, our pilot, and see Ray get shot because why not? The choice here is to either parachute or land. Who the hell picked land? Once we prepare to leave, we get into the plane and see where our small conversations happen throughout the game. Since Vincent is having some problems with his wife, you know, like leaving her when she just gave birth, Leo tells him to write a letter. Once we reach a good spot to jump, Leo jumps first and demonstrates how to open a parachute. Leo clings onto me like a baby until we land and get onto the island. If we pick landing, we would have walked through the jungle hacking at vines until we reach the exact same point. The screen switches from left right to a top-down camera, like when you're playing split screen. And remember those guns we bought? Yeah, this section is pretty much a shooter until the end of the game, which was a big problem. Since my mum had begun playing the game,
You just dropped a grenade right behind you!
That's okay.
her knowledge has grown, being a natural with the button prompts, triggers and movement, just not camera movement. So with her still unable to control a camera while walking, this wasn't exactly the shallow end. I killed everyone except for one guy because I wanted her to actually kill someone. And after one death and enough time to actually die of old age, she managed to kill him. We continue towards Harvey's mansion and reach a sniper, sneaking our way towards him. I get blasted by the sniper and here's where my brother comes in. Since my mum was literally begging him to take the controller, I had an easier time passing this section and he saw fighting, so it worked out. We get to switch weapons, which was nice because my gun felt like it was shooting water instead of bullets, and we enter the wine cellar. After a nice explosion, we go through even more shooting where my mum was able to kill one person, and we find Harvey with his grenade launcher.
Oh, okay.
Shaking the screen so much that I wasn't even able to tell what was going on. We do manage to hit Harvey and we approach him. If you choose Vincent or Leo, it's the exact same result. He takes us hostage and we have to move him a meter to the side without him realizing to smash his head against the glass. We drag him along the table and we recreate the Micah standoff. I completely destroyed its groin whilst my mum decided to attack the sky.
Take that, you sexual, polluted savage!
Harvey's men come into the mansion and we escape on bike, being chased throughout the jungle and hitting an insane thumbnail. Because my mum literally couldn't drive, we had to switch controllers and jump into the plane. So we've escaped with Harvey's life and the Black Orlov, completing our story. Turns out Emily was in on it and she mind controls Vincent to pretend he's a cop. Turns out the guy Harvey shot was Vincent's undercover brother. Leo didn't see Vincent's face, and even though he was possibly the worst person to go undercover, he was chosen to avenge his brother. But there are very big plot holes in the story. Number one, what was the police's aim for this whole thing? Was it to get the Black Orlov back or to kill Harvey? And did it really need to include the deaths of many people along the way? And for number two, why didn't the police say to Leo, we know you hate Harvey, so why didn't you help us take him out and we might reduce your sentence? It was 10 times harder and unnecessary for Vincent and him to become fugitives, escape prison, tie up a couple and take their truck, rob a store, kill an entire island's population, and get chased by the police who didn't know that Vincent's undercover. So if they got caught, then this whole operation would have been a complete waste of time. I suppose if they went with this route, there would have been no game, so Leo manages to take me hostage and escape from about 30 cops who could have easily shot him in the back. After some very awkward moments, me and Emily chase Leo into this factory where we get to 1v1. Since it was a pretty one-sided fight, I managed to beat Leo to the ground and end him. I suppose you could say, Leo had no way out.
Oh, brother! brother, this guy stinks!
Whilst Leo dies, we have this really gay interaction and we complete our duty, giving my wife a letter and visiting Leo's wife. I don't know why Vincent risked this though, as she probably would have pulled out a knife and stabbed him 20 times. We see her grieving over Leo's grave and the game ends. If Leo won the fight, then Vincent would have given him his letter to his wife. I don't really know how the cops lost Leo, but they did, and he dropped it off. He leaves his family while Vincent has a full-on funeral and it ends. This is an amazing game to play with your friend, but maybe not mum.
Mommy! Mama! 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 Ma! 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 Mum! 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 Mummy! Mama!
What?
Hi.
Since we only got 2 out of 10 trophies, we have some cleaning up to do. To start, we have to beat the prison record of 19 dips. After completely destroying my controller's button, the trophy popped. For the next, we have to sit on the stone bench after we escape and have a nice talk. Because Leo has a fear of heights, I forced him to climb the windmill and spin it until we get the trophy. We also have 2 achievements in the farmhouse, one for playing Full Life Festival and one for unlocking a secret door on the stairs. The button prompts for this aren't even on the screen, so I have no idea how people discovered this. At the trailer park, we have to stitch on a faithful husband and his calm wife, return back to our childhood and hit a home run, except I didn't hit a home run here, but still got it. When we're interrogating Ray, we have to drag him to the end of the platform and hit another invisible prompt with Leo. He will make Vincent disappear and whack Ray off the end of the building, but it's all a dream. At the hospital, whilst my wife holds my newborn baby, Vincent has a little nap and has a great dream about the moon. For our final trophy, Leo has to get into the chopper at the hangar and float around for a little bit, and that's all for the platinum. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you for making it this far. I'm really sorry for making it short, but I swear to God it will be longer next time.